Uh, Hi everyone, welcome once again. This is the final installment of the workshop series we'll be doing on how to make your own room in Mozilla Hubs, facilitated by the Sporty Rain campaign team. Our team is fully represented here. We have Dr. Tutalini Asino, Dr. Nico Kosin, and graduate research associate Clement Abai, as well as myself, Ayo Ibuku. So as a recap of what we did last week, which was the third week, we went to the goal of this workshop, which is actually to give you attendees the opportunity to be able to create your own room in Mozilla Hubs, add your contents, your presentations, your publications, whatever you wish to have in form of videos and banners into your space in Mozilla Hubs. So that's the main hope that we have, that you can do this by your own at the end of this workshop. So we gave you two beautiful rooms as templates to start with, which we've been using in the Virtual Cities Science Expo. And the first one is the Backyard Explorer room, where you can see bugs inside the room, and the soil room. And we've been inviting top scientists to these rooms, and they'll be sharing the ideas in terms of question and answer sessions with beautiful conversations in that space every Thursdays all through this month of April. So also we have the Citizen Science Exhibitors Room, which we've been using also. So building rooms in Mozilla Hubs shouldn't be a very difficult situation, and Clement Abaya has been helping us in making sure we have practical knowledge into how to do this. So last week, we deal with 3D models. We went through how to get them from Sketchfab into your Mozilla Spokes window. And then we went into the menu hierarchies in Spokes, how you can go to the elements, go to models, and be able to use the rubber duck to import your models. And then we went through the transformations, rotating them, moving them, placing them around, and viewing them from different angles and lighting conditions in that space. So we did the importing of videos into Spoke, and we actually also go through the media frame elements, which we allow you to have a standard background for your video. So all these things we'll be doing, so that at the end of the day, once you have your room ready, you send the link to us, and then we can integrate it into our VSE's space. So we'll be doing that today, which is publishing your already created room in Spoke into Mozilla Hubs. So without further ado, let me invite our able facilitator one more time to take it away. Clement.
Yes, thank you so much, Ayo. So today, we will be finishing up designing your scenes in Spoke, and then we will go to integrating your rooms into the Virtual Citizen Science Expo. So what Ayo had said, so you pretty much learned all the basics of designing your room in Spoke. So now it's time to finish up, wrap everything up, and then publishing your scene to Mozilla Hub. The link provided here is the instructional sheet. We will be providing that after the session, but like right now, we're just gonna go ahead and go straight into finishing up your scenes and then publishing it. So I will be sharing my screen and kind of walking you through the process of how of publishing it, your scene to Mozilla Hub. So let me see. Open my window. Okay, so after you log into your Hubs account or a Spoke account, and then open up your scene, you will see the scene appear in the Spoke window. So here I'm going to go ahead and go into the room and kind of look around. So I'm pretty much kind of making sure that what I've placed in the room is how I want them to be. Again, I'm using the different elements that I've placed to kind of move around in the space and kind of orient myself to see what's inside the room. So you can see I'm kind of going up, down, and I think in the front section of this room, I like where everything is. So that's good. And now I'm going to go to the back section of the lift room. So you can see I was putting some elements, some 3D models in there. I do like where the lift is here. I'm clicking on it because it's easier to navigate that way in the space. What it does, again, once you click on it, it will kind of zoom out. So if you have the mouse with the scroll on the top, you just kind of scroll in and it will bring you right in the space. So here, you will see there's a tree in there, and then I purposefully put another tree in there that looks kind of fake. So this is a lift room, so I don't want the trees in there. So to finalize your rooms, and for me, for this room, I'm going to delete those trees because it's a tree. This room is specifically lift room. So to do that, you can see I'm highlighting that, and you can press the key, the delete key, and it will delete those models that you don't want in the room. Delete this tree as well. There's another tree here. I don't like it, so I'm finalizing things up. I'm deleting that. And then there's a window that was placed there, so it's not part of the lift room, so I'm deleting that as well. And now you will wonder, what is the thing hanging out from the ceiling down here? That is a giant leaf. So when it was imported into the scene, it was so big, so it kind of started from outside of the room. So I'm going to show you guys how to bring it back into the room, and of course, all the basic skills that you guys have learned, you'll be able to resize this, rescale it, and move it to where you need to place the leaf. So I'm going to click on that model, and you will see it's a big leaf with a ladybug on it. So the first thing you want to do is, I would say, rescale it. So remember the transformation tools that we learned about. So I will click the scale transformation tool, and then I'm going to zoom in a little bit, click on the cube, and start resizing it down. Oh, that's the wrong. I clicked the wrong the wall here. Let me see what I did here. There we go. All right. So let me move it real quick to the center of the room first. So this is, I'm starting to move it to the center and looking around. If you're nervous about kind of moving things around like I did here with that wall, it's okay. You can fix that later, but right now we want to move the lift down. So one thing that I like to do is, if I know for sure that I have a element in there already, so I'm going to use the first lift that I placed in there. And on the properties section, as we've covered before, you will see it has the transformation properties here. I'm going to go ahead and use those properties. So I'm just going to see for the scale, it says 0.5. So I'm going to click on the lift with the bug, and it says 0.5. So I'm just going to go ahead and make it smaller. So 0.2. And let's see what it does. All right, I think that's just size that can fit in the room. So I'm going to drag it into the room, and I'm going to zoom into the room. So now you can see that it's in the room. So I think I like where it is. If you want to rotate it a little bit, click on the rotation property, and here it says 0. So that's perfectly straight. And you can change the degrees. So let's say if I put it at 45 degrees, you can do something like that. And I think that's good. So once you feel like it's good, keep looking around the room, making sure everything is where it needs to be. And then I think I like how it looks in the back for now. You can come back and change it later. And this kind of wraps my editing of my scene, and I'm ready to publish my scene to the Mozilla Hubs. Before I do that, do you guys have any questions, or anybody has any questions? All right, so look like we are good so far. So to publish your room to Mozilla Hub, if you look to the top right-hand corner of your screen, you will see it says Publish to Hub. That is the button that you want to click. And I will go ahead and click on that. And you will see that it's starting to save the project. And you can change the scene name if you want to, but I'll just leave it as is. Your attribute, it's optional. You can put your name there if you want. No need to check any of the checkbox here. And then you want to say save and publish. And it's going to export the room to Mozilla Hub. Again, depending on the size of your scene and your network speed, it will take shorter time or longer. And here it gives you a performance check on the different polygon counts within your scenes, the materials, texture. So if you're in the green, that's kind of where Mozilla Hub recommends you to be in the green. Sometimes you may a little bit over, then it changes to yellow. If you're over most of the stuff, and it will turn red. So it kind of gives you an idea of how the scene, when you publish it to Mozilla Hub, and how, the performance of your your rooms. So I'm going to go ahead and publish the scene. So I'm going to click the publishing button here. And now it's uploading your scene to Mozilla Hub. And it's a pretty straightforward process. It automatically does it. And then it will say, now it's published in Hubs. What you want to do is you want to say, view the scene. And if this is your first time, this is what you're going to be seeing. It will take a little bit of time to load, but it's okay. You want to go ahead and say you want to create a room with your scene that you just published. So you're going to go ahead and click that. And now it's loading your scene through Mozilla Hub. So now you're in your scene, it's published, you join the room, you make sure everything is good like you wanted. And this is your final product. So you can start navigating to the room and to the back of the different changes that you made. So I'm happy with what I see here. I have the ladybug and the leaf in the back, and I can look around, and I'm happy with my room. So this is how you publish your final scene to Mozilla Hub.
So Clement, could you explain what publishing means more? So does that make it publicly accessible, or do you have to share the link with people? Could you give me a little bit more information? And then if I make changes, do I have to publish again? So I had a two-part question.
Yes, so when you publish it, it becomes available to the public. You can still be able to make it private through, there's a, how to get it there. The settings. And then you have to create, let me see where it is here. Oh, no, I think I'm in the wrong place here. Let me make sure I'm in the right place. Preferences, it should be somewhere. Okay, but I don't know. You can make it private.
We'll add instructions to the list, to the instructions list for people on how to make it private.
Yes,
Or
so you can definitely make the room private and then email the private link to anyone you want to invite into the space, so they can enter through that. Now, Dr. Nico, what was your second question?
The other question was about Spoken. If I make changes to the room after I publish it, do I need to republish it?
Yes, so if you want to add anything else through the Spoke, for example, you want to replace the website here, you can go through the scene that you already created, put a new website on there, and then republish it, go through the same process, and it automatically updates your hub room.
It doesn't change the URL or the access link though, does it?
No, the URL, if you want to change it, then you have to put it in that URL field in the property section. Mm-hmm. when you were designing.
When you're doing it, okay.
Yes. And then also Mozilla Hub, with Mozilla Hub itself, you can actually add materials in there as well, which are temporarily. So you can place an object, for example, here, if I want to place something, I can import a 3D model or an avatar or a different scene. So if I have a 3D model here, I can import it from here. And then temporarily it can be in the space, especially if you have, if you invite an audience where you want to talk about a model, but it's not part of the scene, you can just import it right and put it in the space and talk about it. Any questions? Okay, great. So now I will show you guys. Oh yes, Dr. Nicole, do you have any more question?
That's all. I'll listen.
Okay. So now I will show you guys how to capture the screen of your room, and then you will just two things you will do. You will make sure you send me your screen capture of your room, and then your the address of your room. And once you email me or email any of ours, we will get it and then integrate it into the virtual citizen science.
Oh, Clement is telling us all about how if we build a room and we want to include it in the virtual citizen science expo hall, how you can do that. So we would love if you enjoyed this webinar series and you have ideas about how to build a room that exhibits your citizen science program that you could hold live events in, or if you're a library and you're trying to think about a backyard explorer room and how to share your observations or have a virtual event, we would love for that room to link up to the virtual citizen science expo and become a doorway that visitors could come in and see, and that your visitors could go out and learn more about citizen science. So yeah, tell us again, Clement, how they get to do that, or how to do that.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Colston. So what you will do, and here's the, you have to capture the screen. So you can capture the screen or any of your room area that you want to be making an entrance way that will be integrated into the Virtual Citizen Science Expo Hall. So in this room here, or in this the live room, it's easier for me. I like the seat. I mean, I like the room, and it also had that kind of like a doorway. So I felt like this is a good place to start off with for my room. So if one of the tools that we mentioned earlier in the earlier parts of this month, or the two workshops ago, we were going to use screen capture. So you can either use, if you use Mac, you can capture the screen. And then also if you use Windows, you have Snagit or a snipping tool. So I'll be using Snagit in this case. So I already have Snagit open. And I'm going to capture the doorway of the room. So here with Snagit, I'm just going to say capture, and you can use whatever screen capturing tool you have. And I'm going to capture the screen of the doorway. And here is what I captured. I did this earlier as well, so I kind of cropped it and make it look nice. And then save it to the desktop. So you can save it to the desktop, or you can save it to your folder that you want. And then after that, I want to make sure that when you email any of us or email me, make sure you include the file that you just captured, or I guess the entrance in this case. So here is my example. So I'm just going to open it real quick. So this is the one that I captured. You can use your email. And again, you know how to do that. Just see, I'm just going to send an email to myself real quick and browse the computer. And scroll down to where you save the your screen capture. And then remember to copy a link as well for your room and include it in the email. And then the title is add to VCSE. Then, oh, that's the wrong Clement. There we go. And then once you sent it, I will get the email. Here it is. I will download it. And then I will integrate that into our virtual Citizen Science Expo room. So that will be the final state of integrating the room, your room, into the virtual Citizen Science Expo. Any questions so far? All right, well, looks like this is the end of our workshop. Thank you so much, everybody, for attending this session. If you have any questions, our emails and contact information will be at the end. I will let my colleague Ayo to share the information and talk about anything else that needs to be discussed. So thank you again.
So thank you, Clement. Thank you so much. We have the instruction sheet right there in the QR code. You can scan that, you get the instruction sheet, as well as basic tips on how to use Spoke. We have that in that URL. So if you have any questions, you can contact Clement, myself, Dr. Nico, and Dr. Asino. And I would like to call on Dr. Kosi and Dr. Asino just to end the workshop. Parting message.
Oh, yes. Well, you know, we worked really hard in COVID to come up with ways to continue to learn about citizen science, but also to get families outdoors. Well, and I'm really proud of the work that the guys did here. You know, the virtual Citizen Science Expo has already 3 rooms related to water and drought monitoring and 2 backyard explorers rooms, as well as a whole upstairs area with posters. So even if you don't build a room, I want to encourage you to explore the expo hall and invite your friends to. And I just want to thank Io and Clement and the Emerging Technologies and Creativity Research Lab for partnering up on this Spotty Rain campaign project and sharing their expertise. Virtual spaces are these new, cool, innovative ways to engage people and to partner us up or get us together when we can't always. So thank you guys. You know, I think you really did make it seem easy and fun, and I appreciate that. So again, check us out on spottyrain.org, and if you would like to link up your Mozilla Hub Hall with the Virtual Citizen Science Expo, we'd love to. And even if you just like to share your work and what you've done with it, we'd also like to hear about that. So have a great afternoon, everyone, and thanks for participating.
Bye.